Hi, I'm Susie and I am a mum of 3. At the moment my 3 are all under 10, but there was a point when my 3 were all under 5. And this series is called Please Listen to Me, because I wish I'd listened to them. And particularly in that season when my children were very, very young, I tried to do too much. And I didn't listen to the advice of other people that I was doing too much and I needed to slow down. And ultimately, it made my life very stressful and meant that I didn't necessarily enjoy things with the children in the way that I really want you to be able to with your family. So do check out the other videos in this series, but today I just wanted to talk a little bit about schedules. And I'm not talking about sleep schedules or your schedules of when you put your meal times in for your children. Ultimately, that's something you will work out. But I want to talk about generally what we try and fit into our week or our month, and just share with you some advice in how to manage your schedule so that you don't reach that kind of point of burnout that I know that I often did. So in every week, there will be those things that you have to do. An appointment will come through and you've got to go to the doctor to get their injections. You may need to go to an appointment for yourself. There might be things that you have to do like shopping, cleaning, washing, otherwise there'll be no clean clothes. There's those things every week that we have to do. Then there are those things every week that we feel that we should do. There are things that every week that we could do. And there are other things each week that we want to do. And so I want to encourage you to make a list and to put the things in your week into these categories. These have tos, want tos, should tos, could dos. Often there are things that we try and fit into a week that actually could be postponed. And so I want you to look at the list of things that you've got and think, are these things urgent or could they wait? So if you start to have a week that's looking like it's going to be stressful, we can anticipate that. We can plan ahead to prevent that pressure building up. So an example of this is if you've got a week where you've got an MOT and you're going to have to take the car in, don't schedule any play dates that week. Don't arrange to meet up with people because you've already got this extra thing on your plate that could take an unknown amount of time and could give you good or bad news. So look ahead and plan so that you're not going to add extra pressure. There might be some things you've got to do on your list that you really don't like doing. For example, for me, I hate sorting out the washing and I hate matching socks. So when I'm planning my day, perhaps if I do one of those tasks, I can then reward myself. I can do that task before I'm going to meet a friend for a cup of coffee. Because when I've achieved that and I'm feeling a bit demoralised and drained by doing something boring like housework, I've then got something that's going to energise me and excite me, like seeing a friend. Now, of course, going to the toddler group or doing a play date, it can go one of two ways. So what energises you and you enjoy one week can actually be a really awful time the next week. And I can tell you on more than one occasion I've been to a toddler group and come home in tears. So there will be good days and bad days, and with children we have to manage our expectations. No activity will have the same outcome when we do it a second or third time. But I hope that's some advice that will be helpful to you. Think about when you're going to make those calls to the gas company or to HMRC. Can you do it when your child is out of the house or your child's having a nap? Can it wait till the evening when there's someone else who is around perhaps to help you? Because when you've got a toddler demanding something or a baby crying, being on hold for 15 or 20 minutes is only going to increase your stress levels. And one of the big pieces of advice that I have is to put margins into your schedule. What I used to do with my week is fill every morning, every lunchtime, every afternoon, every after school and every evening. And even though I would say, okay, well, this is my downtime, really I'd overpacked every day. and I put things in back to back, and that wouldn't allow for that extra change of outfit for a baby who's just thrown up, and so I would be running late for my next scheduled appointment. And I think if we can build in margins so that we haven't got things in our diary back to back every day, we will just reduce our stress and give ourselves a bit of breathing room. So one thing I would say is you don't necessarily have to go to the toddler group every week. You might want to, and that's great, but don't feel like you have to. If you're looking at your week and it's busy, it's okay to say, actually, this week I'm going to skip it. And maybe someone invited you round for lunch last week and it was great, and so you must come to me. And the expectation is it'll be the same time the next week, but actually, could it wait until the week after if that's going to be easier for you? You don't always have to fill everything, and friends can wait a week or two to see you, and maybe you could substitute meeting people with a phone call if that's going to make it easier. If you're in that season of life where leaving the house means filling a bag with all sorts of things, and it's quite a stress and a strain just to be at a certain place at a certain time. So it's about managing our schedule, putting in some things that we will enjoy, scheduling ahead, thinking ahead, so that we don't put too much pressure on ourselves week by week, day by day. So I hope that's helpful. If you want to talk about it more, then get in touch, because it's something that is quite personal to each person, and if there's more advice that I can give you that would be helpful, then I'd love to speak to you. Please do subscribe and watch the rest of this series, and I pray that you'll be really blessed as a mum.